Welcome to our abortion debate. Sean Marshall will be representing the pro-life side of this argument, and Sean Hughes will be representing the pro-choice side of this argument. Good luck to both. Let us begin. First question. Where do you stand on whether or not the embryo and fetus are alive?
I believe from the moment a child is conceived, it is alive. When the sperm and the egg meet, life begins.
That is not true. Something only comes to life when it is born. If we are alive at conception, shouldn't we be 9 months when we are born?
Action.
When the sperm and the egg meet to make the embryo, life begins. It only takes 18 days for the baby to develop its heart. From there on, more and more body parts, organs, and tissues begin to figure. At only 20 days, the brain, spinal cord, and nervous system come into place. You can't tell me that they aren't alive because they are forming and evolving quickly. The embryo feeds and drinks off of what the mother takes in. It is nourished and fed from day one. By 8 weeks, all the organs and body systems are formed. Each organ is working rapidly, day and night, in order to build up the baby. At the 9-week mark, the embryo can start moving and kicking. This is no way that something that isn't alive can move like that.
Being that the brain doesn't come into place until 20 days into the pregnancy, it is not living. When a person is in critical care and they have no brain activity, they are dead. How can the embryo be alive if it doesn't even have a brain? Both a fertilized egg and a cloned cell represent a potential, not an actual human being. It's a worn cliche, but it bears repeating. An acorn isn't an oak tree, and the egg you had for breakfast isn't a chicken. Also, the embryo and the fetus are 100% dependent on the mother. If it can't survive on its own, how is it alive in the first place? How is it human at all?
Okay, now to our next question. Isn't abortion better than having an unwanted child?
Yes, it is. Growing up as an unwanted child is a terrible thing. Knowing it every second of the day that your mother never wanted you is terrible. That will start to wear on you psychologically. And knowing that their mother doesn't like them will inherently make them angrier. Having a parent that looks at you with insolence will lead one down a dark path. They have a much higher chance of being violent and aggressive. They will have a higher chance of becoming criminals. That is no way to live. Everybody should be loved, not tolerated. At least, a baby that is aborted doesn't have to consistently think back on the fact that their mother doesn't want or care about them. They will never have to know that. An unwanted child would never even try hard in school or anything. They wouldn't have a mother to try to impress. And after a while, they just wouldn't care about anything at all.
Does Sean Marshall of the pro-life side have anything to say in rebuttal of what was said by pro-choice's Sean Hughes?
Frankly, what Sean said is absurd. No one can measure a life that has never even been lived yet. Sure, a mother might not want the hassle of having a child, but the miracle of life will show her a completely new side of the world. Know that she had carried the baby for 9 months, and bringing it into the world is very special and life-changing. Even if the woman in question did not like the child, it would definitely not inherently make them a bad person. Yes, it would suck not to feel the love from a mother, but saying that it would make them do crime is unjustified.
Does the pro-choice side have any last words?
Yes, an unwanted child could achieve great things, but they probably wouldn't. An unwanted child would never even try hard in school or anything. They wouldn't have a mother to try to impress. And after a while, they just wouldn't care about anything at all. Abortion is the answer. A person will never have to grow up knowing that their mother resents the fact that they are even on earth.
Our next topic is that abortion is a woman's right to privacy and control over her own body. We'll start off with the opinions of Sean Hughes on the side of pro-choice. Action.
The Constitution clearly states that everyone has the right to bodily autonomy. This means they have a freedom of choice to do whatever they want to do to their body. If they want to get a tattoo, then they can get one. If they want to pierce their ears, they can. If a woman wants to get an abortion and end pregnancy, she can. Everyone has the right to do so. A woman can choose to have an abortion because it goes with her natural right to freedom of her body. Every person that has this right, and we should not deprive a pregnant woman of the right that everyone else around her has. Every woman should have the right to choose.
Okay, now that we have heard the pro-choice side, let's hear from Sean Marshall on the side of pro-life.
Bodily autonomy is not absolute. There are limits to it. You cannot take over someone else's rights with your right to bodily autonomy. This means that you cannot infringe on the baby's right to live. They have a life to live as well. Preventing another life to live is going against the best gift God gave us, other than His Son. Everyone has the right to choose what to do, and taking that gift away before we can receive it is morally wrong. The woman chose to have sex. She allowed it to happen. A baby's right to life outweighs the woman's right to freedom of her body. No matter what circumstance, abortion is wrong. If the mother thinks that it is her right to choose whether or not she should get an abortion, she is wrong. You cannot outweigh a person's life on whether or not you want to be happy.
There are several reasons to why Sean is wrong. Since the baby hasn't been born yet, it is not a citizen, which means that the fetus doesn't have any of those rights. Also, you said it yourself. Everyone has the right to choose what to do, which means the woman has the right to choose to have an abortion over the baby.
Will Sean Marshall of the pro-choice side please make his final statement?
Yes. Although we have the given right to freedom, our body in the Constitution, it is also a natural right, which means that the fetus inside the woman has those rights at conception. The woman chooses to have sex. She allowed the pregnancy to happen to her. A baby's right to life outweighs the woman's right to freedom of her body. The baby has the right to live as much as the woman has the right to choose to not have the intercourse.
Many claims have been made that thousands of women will die per year due to back alley abortions. Will Sean Hughes of the pro-choice side make your claim?
Before the 1973 Supreme Court case, Roe v. Wade, thousands of women died per year because of untrained people performed illegal back alley abortions. We cannot let many of the citizens of the United States die every year due to medical procedures done improperly. Abortion is the only way out for some people. They cannot afford to raise a child when they're 18 years old. They cannot go without it, work for months at a time to raise a child that they do not want. We do not want so many young people dying.
You use the argument that thousands of women will die each year due to back alley abortions. That's untrue. In 1973, the year that the Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade happened, only 39 women died due to the terribly wrong back alley adoptions. The numbers don't make sense. Another thing you mentioned is that these women want to lead full and successful lives, but what about the babies that they are carrying inside of them? Shouldn't they be able to lead successful lives as well? You can't make an argument without looking at it from both sides. And if that woman really wanted to be successful and couldn't handle caring for the baby, she should put it up for adoption. Abortion cannot be the answer in this situation or any situation. The right to life is more important than the right to freedom.
Abortion is the answer. Some women struggle to put food on the table for themselves. They can't provide for another life as well. Allowing these women to risk their entire life just to get rid of a baby by ending abortion should not be condoned or accepted. These women are striving to do their best, but wouldn't be able to because of abortion being outlawed.
Action.
Allowing abortions because women are going to die in back alley abortions would be a grave mistake. Allowing the death of 1.55 million babies a year just because less than 50 women per year will die because the willfully wanted abortion is insane and should never even cross someone's mind.
Action. Our next and final topic is whether or not abortion should be allowed in cases of rape or incest. Will pro-choice's Sean Hughes give his first remarks?
Every time a person who is raped sees their baby, they will only see pain. They will only see fear. A mother should not live knowing that the only reason their baby is alive is because she was raped. Raped mothers should be allowed to have abortions. They could be people who are married and want to start families, but they wouldn't be able to because of the horrors of the rape.
A woman being raped into motherhood does not justify the killing of a new innocent life. About 250 people per year are actually impregnated when raped. Every single pregnant woman, whether they want the baby or not, has the option of adoption. They can put the baby up for adoption if they don't really want it. In cases of incest, the baby should be put up for adoption or in a home for the mentally disabled. Since the common cases of incest cause birth defects, it would be best if the baby be cared for by professionals.
Will pro-life's team member Sean Marshall give its final words on this argument?
The crimes of a father who raped a woman into motherhood cannot be justified by killing of an innocent fetus. That woman can still care for and love the baby as if it were planned and wanted. There is no need for a woman to terminate its life by killing it before the life actually gets the chance to start. In some cases of incest, not all babies have birth defects, and there is no denying that the mother would still love the baby.
Action!
Abortion should be legal because if they are raped, then it was not the girl's choice to have intercourse, and she was forced into it. So she should not be forced into caring for the baby. Also, every time she sees the baby, it will remind her of pain and suffering.
Will both sides give their final thoughts on all arguments in total, pro-life versus pro-choice?
I just think it's ridiculous to terminate a fetus before it gets a chance at life. The woman chose to have intercourse. It's her decision to now take care of the baby, or at least put it up for adoption. There's multiple ways it can still be taken care of. You don't need to terminate the fetus. It's just ridiculous.
And Sean Hughes?
It is her body. She should be able to choose what she wants to do. And in cases like rape, it's not her choice, so she should have the choice to get rid of the baby.
Thank you for watching our debate.